It's rather odd, actually. Deep in our hearts, we know that we are called to be God's people at work for the sake of the world. We sing it. We speak it. We pray it. Like Abraham and Sarah in Genesis 12, we know that we are blessed by God to be a blessing to the world, as long as we're talking about what we do in and through our congregations. What we do together is important. Offering compelling and life-changing worship, tending to faith formation for children and adults, reaching out through mission programs, even maintaining our buildings. All of this is necessary and appropriate. And yet our persistent focus on what we do in and through our congregations causes us to miss out on a vastly bigger, perhaps even more meaningful way of blessing the world. We miss out on something that could make our congregations more vital, something that could take away our stress and worry about the future of the church. What is that something else? You'll recognize it instantly when I say it. The priesthood of all believers, also known as ministry in daily life and vocation. But here's the odd thing that I mentioned earlier. Living out the priesthood of all believers, being God's people at work in what we do every day, is the most duh topic in all of Christianity. And at the same time, it's one of the hardest things to talk about. Of course people respond when the topic comes up. Of course we're called to live out our faith in all that we do. But when asked how we live out our faith in the world, most of us struggle to go beyond being nice or ethical, being faithful to friends or coworkers, or not engaging in gossip. Here's my central point. We are the church. We are God's people at work, as much when we scatter as when we gather. It's not a matter of choosing to be one or the other, and what we do daily is not in competition with being committed to our congregations. God is at work in and through us when we gather and when we scatter. Both our congregational lives and our daily lives are rich with opportunities to serve, provide hospitality, support, love, and speak words of hope. Here's the good news. This is not a new concept. We don't need to teach it to anyone. Here's more good news. When we learn to support and affirm our scattered ministries at least as well as we support our gathered ministries, we will find that ministry expands exponentially, and that leading such a church is infinitely more exciting and rewarding. Oh, and here's one more bit of good news. Living into the priesthood of all believers does not mean creating new initiatives, asking people to do something more, or raising more money. In fact, just the opposite may be true. This is not, emphatically not, another program that needs to be added to what congregations are already doing. Rather, it is a change in mindset, a change in looking at who we are and what we do as church, not just when we gather, but in all of life. The central question is this: can we find the courage to hold the importance of being both the gathered church and the scattered church as equal parts of a single reality? Your on-site leader will give you a comparison chart to discuss. Use it to begin exploring how you might hold the importance of being both the gathered and the scattered church.